We're gonna do a little bit of work on Oz's bus today. We have to pull the head on it anyways because there's a fuel leak at the end of the fuel rail back behind where the head mounts, and you have to pull the head to get to it. It's a very small fuel leak. It's on the pressurized side. It's not affecting the performance at all though. But we know that, but we're gonna look at some other issues on the fuel system today and see if we can figure this out. While we have the head off, we know it's got some weak cylinders in it, so we're gonna go ahead and do a full rebuild on it anyways, but I'm just trying to research this issue with the fuel system and stuff too. So it loses prime if you don't pump that. It loses prime usually.
Yeah, well, it does if I leave it long enough.
Okay.
But I feel nothing here, no resistance. I think this pump is kind of wonky.
Well, it's getting fuel because that white smoke is unburnt fuel.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember last week, I found a bunch of slime growing in the fuel tanks on this. We replaced the filters. They were all plugged up. I did some more work on the fuel system today, and I think I was able to find some more power for the bus. So we're going to go outside here and test drive it a little bit more and see if it feels more peppy to them. Okay. It seems pretty peppy on the flat ground here, and Oz said he thinks it feels peppier too. So we're gonna do something dumb and try and climb the hill with it again. It's a lot easier going forwards down the hill than backwards, huh? You're the tomater of the hill.
Now I have to back up, feels good. We'll see. Might have spoke too soon. All the way to the gate?
Yeah, you're gonna pull next to the rock, and then I'm gonna pull a pin on the gate to open it more so you can turn around. Does that feel peppier to you?
It did for a second, but then it kind of flattened.
It sure feels peppy to me.
Is it on the governor?
Yep,
Right now?
yep.
Because it feels like I need to shift.
Yeah, well, normally you would, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to do it for long. Just keep that pedal all the way down.
I'm not letting up. It's all the way down.
Yeah, she's still a little doggy.
Just doesn't have that oomph.
Feather that clutch a little bit if it starts to stop. Just stop, I'll get the tractor. The tractor of shame towing him the last 35 feet up the hill here is completely my fault for even thinking it could do it. But I just really wanted to find out if we could figure out why it just has such a lack of power. Since we thought we had a little bit more power, it only needed just a little bit more to make it that last few feet. But we'll get the tractor here and pull it up. Okay, so we're getting ready to pull the head on this today. We're gonna start tearing the engine down. First things, we disconnected the arms to this so we could get it up higher than it normally goes. We put a board under it so we can get under without hurting our necks. The bus is blocked up about 6 inches higher than normal, so we got a lot more room to get under it. We've already drained the coolant. Definitely looked a little nasty coming out of there. And we're draining the engine oil right now. Just a trickle coming out. We got to remove the exhaust manifold from the back, so he's got to get rear access to the bedroom. He's going to get in there and do that now while he's clean before we get really dirty. Pretty straightforward process. Once the exhaust manifold's off on the back, you can take it out of here usually with the manifold for the the coolant manifold still on there. Normally that's kind of very hard to separate. And then we'll remove this off of the blower and then take the fuel stuff off, remove the governor from the blower. And then once the head bolts are out, there's usually enough clearance to come in and then back out. But it gets very close. If we remove like this and this on top here, then there's room for that to come out, because that's aluminum and it never wants to come out. I broke many of those off. We try not to break them. His blower has been leaking dirty air. Look at this. That's dirt and oil. Like a lot of dirt build up in there. That should never be able to even get any near that. You know, this is post air filter. And that's obviously the air going into the engine there. The blower lobes are very worn. Oil down in there. Lots of scratches. Lots of dirt. removing the governor here. I just got to pull this clip here, and then we're going to take this off the rod. 2 more bolts here, and then there were 4 bolts down here that I've already got out. So, governor off. So far I broke 2 bolts. This is just with a wrench, a very short wrench, 6 inches long. And probably gonna break this neck part. I feel like they're turning, and then they break off. Is the exhaust manifold, did it come off on the back? Were you able to, was it sliding? Hang on, don't force it. Let me get a pry bar in there. Give it a couple little pumps, but if it gets hard, stop. Lift over here a little bit. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Let's just, oh, hang on a second. Now we stop.
Just sit and get it.
This one, well, that's sit up an inch down. None of the other ones have that. It's quite a bit of scoring. This one's actually pretty good. Lots of cross hatching compared to the others. But these are all coming out as we turn it over here. Go a little bit. Again, if that first one starts going down, let me know. Okay. That's good for now. Scoring. Okay. We knew this thing had some weak cylinders in it. There's definitely a lot of scoring in the different cylinders. We're going to do a full rebuild on it. So we're going to finish tearing this apart tearing it down tomorrow, get all these pistons and liners out of it, get things cleaned up and go from there. But we knew it had weak cylinders. It's probably gonna have some stuck rings and stuff too. So we'll see when we get the pistons out tomorrow. But this is where we're at on day 1 here today. But, it definitely can use an overhaul for sure.
See that white smoke rising up the holler through the trees, and from a mile away you can hear them play as they climb that hill with ease. But at the top of that mountain there's a new life waiting for those who can make the run. If they can make it to the top, Scott will put them in the shop till their new life has begun. Bus Grease Mountain, where the buses come to run. Bus Grease Mountain, we're gonna get that big job done.